Hi, my beautiful, beautiful friend, beautiful soul. Hello. If I have come across your algorithm, it is because you have been carrying a great burden, a great weight by yourself. And I am here to help you with it. I am here to help ease that burden and to help take some of that weight away. I'm not doing it by myself. Your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the divine, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, they see you, they feel you, and they know what you are going through. And they're using me to help make you feel seen. Because I think sometimes in this world that we are on, all we really want is to feel seen. And sometimes we can't even really see ourselves. So I'm here to let you know that it is okay. You are seen and you matter and you are felt and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The fact that this message found you, the fact that you are still here listening to my words, just shows that you have felt this for a while. You felt like you were being pulled towards something, or like you have been just floating in this pool and the water around you is like being drained, but you're still somehow floating. I don't know why I'm getting that analogy, but that's what I'm feeling. And I want you to know that this pull that you're feeling, this change that you're feeling, you're not the only one feeling it. I think there's a lot of people in the world that are starting to wake up because they are feeling this within them. And I want you to know that this is one of the best things that could ever happen, because you are finally going to be able to hold the key that's going to answer all of the questions that you've ever had for yourself, but you didn't quite have the answers. Or maybe you've never even had these kind of like existential questions of like, what is the meaning of life? What am I here? What is going to bring me joy? Maybe you in the past thought of the future and you didn't really have anything that you pictured. Like when you thought of the future, like you were somehow in it, but there was no direction, there was no location, there was no like end goal. Like you didn't know where you were going to drift off to. But I'm here to let you know that in now asking yourself these questions, you are beginning to open doors within you that you didn't even know were there. Like you thought that you were living in this like box with no doors and no windows. And I think that like now as you start to look around, you realize that there's a million doors and windows that you can open and choose to walk through. You just maybe don't know which door to choose, or you've gotten so used to being in your little box that it's felt safe and that's what's comfortable. But I'm here to tell you that this longing for something else, this craving for a higher purpose, this craving to just feel true love, like maybe you've been like me and you've never really felt like you had true love. And I don't mean that in a romantic sense, but maybe that applies as well, because it certainly applies to me. But for me, it goes deeper than that. I have family members and friends that love me, but I never really felt it or accepted it, or it never felt genuine to me. I grew up with an alcoholic father, and won't get into this whole story right now, but my mom had to leave me behind for over a year while she went to another country. And you know, as you grow up, sometimes you look back on these awful things that happened to you and you're like, yeah, that was just a thing that happened. But it's so much more than that. And for me, for the first time ever in this last year, it's taken some time and I'm still discovering a lot about myself, but for the first time ever, I was able to actually sit with some of those things that happened to me. And I realized that those things really did impact the person that I am. They really did shape me. Deep down, I had some really deep abandonment wounds. Deep down, I had a lot of pain when it came to the fact that my father died from alcohol addiction, but I never acknowledged it. And I had all of this pain inside of me that I had learned to cope with in very unhealthy ways. I was a very codependent person, very people pleaser. And when you look back on the things that happened to me with my dad and my mom and other family members, it's like, okay, no wonder I became this codependent person and this people pleaser. I felt like growing up, I just always had to keep the peace and become small and not ruffle any feathers and not upset anyone. Or I worried that if I did go to my parents and tell them that I was having a hard day, that it would then burden them, and that my dad would drink more, and that my mom would get even more upset and frustrated because she was already dealing with an alcoholic father. And I didn't really expect to get so deep into this, but maybe you can relate, and maybe you are now through that understanding that like the things that happened to you and the trauma that you had to live with growing up or that you currently live with now does influence your personality. Through realizing this, I've been able to realize that I'm not a codependent person. I'm not a people pleaser. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy spending time with my friends. Like, that is a part of me. I'm a very social person. But I've gotten to the point where I can like spend time in my own home and do these things and not feel like I need my friends here or feel like I have to drink because I don't like being alone with my thoughts. But through just opening that door for myself, I've been able to connect with this higher power, and maybe that higher power is like within all of us. And in connecting and loving with myself, I was able to like open that door and feel this love that has always been there my whole life. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting emotional. No, like I'm sorry. I just like wish I could jump through this screen and just like hug you and love you and give you all of this like love that is flowing through me, but I can't. You have to do that for yourself. So I want you, if you have been feeling lost, if you don't feel seen, if you don't feel heard, ask yourself, am I seeing myself? Am I listening to myself? Am I feeling myself? Because if you're not in tune with how you feel, how do you think or expect somebody else to become in tune with that or help you if you don't even really know how you're feeling or what you're going through? It's almost kind of paradoxical that like all the love you want from other people, you really just need to get from yourself. And through doing that, you will naturally see that loving people and loving energy and loving situations will be attracted to you. And that doesn't mean that like you don't deserve love right now, because we are all very broken people, and even at our most broken versions, we deserve unconditional love. So long as you are not a person that is going out into the world and purposely hurting other people, you deserve love. And if you are that person, or you can identify with that, I'm calling you out right now. You really need to sit with yourself and really start to love yourself, because if your goal when you walk out of your door isn't to show yourself the most love that you can and to then show the people around you the same, you're doing something wrong. You messed up somewhere, and that doesn't mean you're a bad person, but we gotta like reassess. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I want you to practice, and they're calling you to practice, like being able to sit with yourself. Even if every day when you wake up in the morning, you ask yourself, how do I feel today? What are my intentions today? And then at the end of the day, when you lay back down in bed, say, how do I feel today? Like, did I accomplish the things I set out to accomplish? Great. I didn't, well, that's okay. I'm aware of that, and maybe tomorrow I'll do better. But literally, all you have to do, and I know I'm saying it like it's easier to say or to do than it's easier said than done, is what I'm trying to say. But I promise that it's like a sport. Like, the more you practice every day, the more you practice every day, the more that muscle will build. And over time, you'll notice that, like, having that kind of mindset and asking yourself those questions will become more natural. Like, you won't have to go out of your way to do it. You'll just literally be doing something, be like, wait, why am I feeling this way? And honestly, that will open a whole world of opportunities for you. Once you can be one with yourself, this feeling of not belonging, of being lost, of needing other things or other people to feel whole will naturally, like, kind of dissipate. Like, don't get me wrong, I still don't have moments where I want to do something that I know isn't the best thing for me, where I have negative thoughts. Like yesterday I was having some like really bad negative thoughts, and it was literally actually making my heart like really race before bed, and I had to like pull up this like Reiki cleansing on YouTube and like just let this wash over me and reconnect with myself and what it was that was upsetting me, and I was able to move past it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't have to completely change who you are, but the tools that you've kept in your tool belt need to change. In the past, when you were feeling some kind of way, you would pull out codependency or addiction or the hate or whatever it was, and that would be the thing that you would use to fix that situation. Oh, this person's not treating me well and they're pulling away from me. Well, let me like clench onto them, like let me do this. Where instead, I want you to swap out those tools and put new ones in there. And maybe when that situation arises, you're like, why is it that this person is wanting to pull away from me? Why is it that I want to cling to them so tightly? What is it that is that's making me want to spend energy and time on someone that is showing me that they don't care for me or that they're willing to walk away? And I think you'll realize when you start asking these things, you'll realize that a lot of it just really comes down to like how you view yourself. And if you view yourself as someone that you don't want to connect with, then when other people don't want to connect with you, it becomes this like self-fulfilling prophecy, and it just becomes this like, gut punch. Whereas like instead, if you can start having this mindset of like, not everyone is for me, not everyone will understand me. When some people choose to walk away, it's not gonna feel like you're being abandoned. It's gonna feel like, okay, me and that person didn't have anything in common, or we're just not meant to be. Things won't have this like awful weighted heaviness that you've put into them because you've been just so sad and broken inside. So I want you to just have what I'm saying like sit with you, and if it's a lot, all you really have to start with is choosing to think differently of yourself, choosing to act differently in situations. If in the past when someone upset you, your first inclination is to like shut down or run away or get reactive or drink, smoke, do whatever, then I want you to challenge that and maybe do the opposite or do something that you wouldn't have done before. If someone really upset you and you're feeling like you want to go to the bar and like get super drunk, and stop yourself and say, okay, that's not going to make me feel good. It's going to make me feel worse. I'm also going to then the next day feel physically worse. So what can I do instead to make myself feel better? And maybe for you, that's going to the gym. Maybe for you, that's reading a book, going for a walk, playing with your cat, playing with your dog, talking to a trusted friend. But instead of choosing the path that in the past has been the easy one, but in the long run has made life harder for you, I'm being called to invite you to take the path that you haven't taken before. Because like I said, the first few times you do it, it might not feel good. You might spend time with that friend, or you might go see the sunset, and you might go home still feeling sad in that moment. But I promise you, the next day, the empowerment you will feel because you know that you did something good for yourself will start to build this courage within you that you didn't think was possible. So before I continue this tangent, because I feel like now I'm just rambling, and I'm thinking that maybe in the future I just need to like write things down and like go off, but I also just really like rambling whatever the spirit or the universe is saying to me. So to close this out, I'm just going to ask if there's anything that our divine spirit, universe, your angels, your guides, whatever it is that you believe in, what message they have for you. And I'm very excited because I got a new deck and I'm gonna try it out on you guys. So, oh my, oh. So many cards are falling out. Gosh, okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. I love it. Oh. Okay. Let me set them out in the order. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Oh, this is a beautiful spread. Okay. So the first card is the High Priestess. Second cup, or the second card is the Four of Cups. Oh, I'm sorry, Five of Cups. The third card was the Seven of Swords in reverse. So upright. The fourth card is the King of Cups. The fifth card is the Five of Pentacles. The sixth card is the One of Swords in reverse. Here's the upright. The seventh card, you guys had so many, is the Eight of Wands in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the One of Wands. Okay. I love this spread, and I think it fits perfectly with what we were saying. So as the first card, hold on, let me put the bottom of the deck card here, because the deck's just gonna roll all over the place. Oh, and under that, okay. Yeah, actually I wanna take that card too, okay. So with the first card, the High Priestess, whether you are male, female, whatever you identify as, doesn't matter, human being, a soul, you're a soul. The High Priestess is all about connecting with your feminine energy, and it's all about being open to receiving what the universe has for you, while also innately already possessing that, all of that within you. So when you think about feminine energy, it's all about receiving, and when you think of masculine energy, it's all about giving. So with this card being the first card, I feel like the universe is telling you that you have all of the power within you. You just have to be open to allowing it to like seep into you and seep out of you. You need to be open to the messages that you are receiving from your angels right now, because they are calling for you to reconnect with all of this power that you have within you. And with the Five of Cups, if you see, it's this guy, he's crying over these cups right here that are spilled, but behind him he's got two full cups, but he's not looking at the two full cups, he's looking at the ones that spilled. So I feel like right now it's like what I was saying, change the way you view things. Instead of viewing yourself or the situation in this negative light that you have painted for most of your life, you are being called to literally focus on all the love and all of the things that you have available to you. The cups are all about love. So literally you're crying over love that has been betrayed, love that you have lost, but really you have all of this love right here for you to take. And with the swords are all about intellectual, like connecting with your intellectual mind, speaking, conversations, challenges. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, if you look at it, it's this woman that's kind of like creeping through the woods, and it looks like she's kind of like trying to hide, like trying to be shady, like trying not to be seen. And maybe for a while, like that's how you were acting, like you were trying to not be seen. Maybe you were doing sneaky things or things that maybe didn't serve other people but served you. But with it being in reverse, like you are now at a crossroad where I feel like you either don't do that anymore, or you don't want to do it anymore, or you're realizing that like, I do this and it's not a good thing, which you're not a bad person. It's just sometimes we do things that don't really serve us or the world around us. And then with the King of Cups, the cups, like I said, is all about love. And the King of Cups is, I mean, as high as you can get in the cups. So through you changing the way in which you move about the world, and view yourself, you're going to have literally all of this love. You will be the king, queen, whatever of it, literally a light shining down from the heavens, like filling their cup of love, like. And then with the Five of Pentacles, the Pentacles are all about our worldly possessions. So maybe you've put so much effort into the things that you wish you had, or the things that you're lacking, or the things that you maybe felt like belonged to you or you deserved, but you were robbed of, or you weren't given. And I feel like with this, you're kind of being shown that you're focusing so much on these things that could have been, when really you have so much available now. I mean, it's like pretty much the same thing that this guy's doing. He's like crying over the stuff that's spilled and he doesn't have, and she's literally crying over these like pentacles that she doesn't have. And then with the One of Swords, so for you, it came out in reverse. So with the One of Swords, if you look at this card, it got the sword. There's a little eye down here that you can't see that's connected to this hand. And then there's a crown up there. So I feel like you, when I look at this card, what I get is that like you are fighting your own self. Like you are this king, but at the same time, you have these limiting beliefs where you don't view yourself as that, or you're like, me, that could never be me. But I'm telling you, reality checked, this is you. Whether you want to admit it or not, you will be changing in a beautifully radical way. And if you're still here listening to this, you know you're going to. Like, you might still be a little skeptical, but you're like, oh, this is resonate. Like this is, yeah. And then with the wands here, so you got this one in reverse too. And the wands are all about like creativity, starting something new, like trying something different. And with it coming out in reverse, again, I feel like you are your own biggest hurdle to get over. Like there is no one in life that is holding you down, pinning you down. And if there is, that is not a good person that you deserve into your life. If someone is threatened by your aura, or threatened by you wanting to grow as a person, they have no room in your life. And if this is how you're viewing yourself, then you have no room in your life for those kind of thoughts, and they need to change, because you are a beautiful light being and you deserve so much. So stop holding your own self back. And then like right after that, we have the actual wands upright. It's a one once, and she's literally holding all of this power in her hand, their hand, his hand, whatever. They have all of the power, like all of the change, all of the creative power, all of the knowledge, all of everything that it'll take for you to like take a fresh step. Like you have it within you and you're going to do it. You might hold yourself back at times and you might block it, but ultimately this is your path. Like you cannot change it. You are literally being awakened, enlightened. And then honestly at the very end, that was the bottom of the deck, but the card that was right underneath that one was this, which literally, look at this person looking towards the divine with all of their cups full of love. All of their cups full of love. That is literally you. Like the Eight of Cups, like you are being blessed with all of this love. You're gonna have all of this love, and you're gonna have this connection with the divine and with yourself, and you can't escape it. Like, I am here to help you get rid of these thoughts and all of these like limiting beliefs that have kept you in this spot that doesn't serve you anymore. So if you have felt not seen, not heard, if you feel like you have been carrying this great weight, I hope that you feel a little bit more light, because so many of us can relate to that, and so many of us need to become awakened to it so that we can help other people. Because I think what you don't realize is that once you begin to have love for yourself, it'll open so many opportunities, so many doors. I've always felt like I wanted to help people, but I didn't know how. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and through connecting with myself, it has opened me up to things like this, where I can share these messages and feelings with people that have also maybe felt that too. And if I can help you, and then you can take some of that and help somebody else, and they help somebody else, we could spread so much light into this world, because that's what this world needs right now, is more light. And so many of us are waking up to the fact that for so much of our life we have lived with this veil or cloak over our heads, or we've had to fit into roles that aren't us. And I am telling you that this is the time to break that, because the world needs love, and that's all that you are. And I'm going to close it off with a message from your angel. So the number is 1313. It is clarity, and your angel whispers, as the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than lightning is seen against a dark sky. The divine is reminding you that clarity is readily available. All you have to do is ask. You have weathered the storm, and now the sky is clearing. And your affirmation is, loving energy surrounds me, and I trust that the clarity I feel is the answer I need. And if that is not a beautiful affirmation and a wonderful way to close off this message, I don't know what is, because wow, like wow. You are seen, you are heard, you are felt, and you are so incredibly, incredibly loved. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this message resonated with you, and know that I am always cheering you on, and so are they.